Think you don't like Valentine's Day? I'm going to introduce you to the president of that club. Welcome to American Esoterica. If history class gives you the champagne, this is the pint of strawberries. The essential stuff in between, the personalities, events, and other ephemera that shape our history and culture. I'm Brian Powers. This is about how one man had possibly the saddest Valentine's Day in American history. No, this story is not going to have a happy, uplifting ending. Let's get that out of the way now. This one is just sad. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Teddy fell in love with Alice at Harvard in 1879, and he proposed to her in 1880. He was ecstatic. He wrote in his diary, "I can scarcely realize that I can hold her in my arms and kiss her and caress her and love her as much as I choose." They married that fall and moved in with his mother, Martha, living the life of the young and wealthy. After a year in law school, Teddy was elected to the state assembly in 1881, and they moved to the state capitol. 2 years later, though, they got wonderful news. Alice was pregnant with their first child. Alice moved back in with Martha and happily began preparing. Teddy was visiting them when legislative business called on February 11th, 1884. He was working hard to get a government reform bill passed, and the work was urgent, but he was a day early. The baby arrived on February 12th. Teddy learned of the happy news in a telegram. All right, that's the end of the happy stuff. Young couple in love, a happy marriage, a bouncing baby girl. It's not too late to turn back. You sure? Okay, here we go. Hours later, a second telegram arrived, informing Teddy that Alice was severely ill. He raced back on February 13th to find a hellish situation. Alice had severe complications from the birth, and as her husband arrived home, she was slipping into a coma. Childbirth had exacerbated a kidney condition that had gone undiagnosed. As if that weren't horrifying enough, Teddy got word that his mother, Martha, was dangerously ill. When he had left 2 days earlier, she was thought to have had just a bad cold. Instead, she was in the grip of typhoid, and Teddy rushed between the two bedsides all night, attending to the two women. It was, however, too late. Martha passed away in the early morning the next day, February 14th. Even worse, Alice followed her a few hours later that afternoon. In his diary on that day, he drew a large black X and wrote, "The light has gone out of my life." That's right, Theodore Teddy Roosevelt lost his mother and his first wife on the same day, Valentine's Day, 1884. If that were every little bit of tragedy and cruel irony, that would be more than enough. But it wasn't. There's just one drop more. Teddy and Alice had gotten engaged 4 years earlier, when Teddy proposed on February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. This has been American Esoterica. All sounds are made by me, Brian Powers. Did I get it wrong? Did I get it right? Just want to yell at me for destroying the holiday vibe? Drop me a note. The address is yell@americanesoterica.com. Thank you for listening, and God bless America.